A lot of people have opinions about index universal life insurance, or IULs. Some good, some not so good. But what if I could prove to you once and for all that IULs, index universal life insurance, absolutely destroy 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, and I can prove it mathematically? Would you be interested? If so, watch the rest of this video. All right, we're on my computer. We're going to be looking at a 35-year-old male who is going to be saving a little less than $7,900, which is $150, approximately $150 a week, towards his retirement. This is a tax-deferred plan, like a 401k, 403b, IRA. So everything he contributes into these accounts will be tax-free, will be tax-deferred, rather. And so he will start contributing. I'm going to stop at age 40. And I've highlighted some rows. The account balance, keep an eye on that. The fees, as well as the account balance. So let's go to age 50 and see where he is at. He's deferred $33,000 in taxes. He's paid $43,000 in fees. And he also has an account balance of $137,000. Let's escalate it and go up to, or accelerate it and go to age 69, a year before he retires. Wow. He has account balance of $371,000. He's actually contributed $270,000, so he's got a nice little gain on his investment. But look at the fees. $244,000 in fees. And he's deferred $89,000 in taxes. Now I've highlighted three different rows because I want you to watch the distribution. So a year before his retirement, age 69, we see that his gross retirement income is zero, income taxes paid zero, net retirement income zero. Age 70, first year of retirement. Oh, also keep an eye on the account balance. I'll highlight that. $371,000. First year, it goes from $371 down to $228. Well, why so much? In this case, he had to take out almost $94,000 from his qualified account, pay $22,000 in taxes to Uncle Sam to net $71,000. Let's keep going. Age 73, look at his account balance. Only $6,000 left. He's still taking out $93,000, paying Uncle Sam $22,000, so he can net $71,000. And then in the 74th year, or his 74th year, 4 years into his retirement, he is broke. Now let's see how an IUL compares. Everything in the blue is the same, but I've added a column for the IUL. With the hypothetical example for the qualified plan, he's still contributing $7,900, whereas the IUL is only contributing $6,000. Well, what's the difference? The IUL is paying their taxes up front. This is what's called paying taxes on the seed versus on the harvest. You'll also notice the death benefit for the IUL is much larger because the IUL is not an investment, it is life insurance. So the fees that you see here that are much more, that you're going to see later, are much more is because of the death benefits. Let me highlight the fees for you. Only $334 here in fees and triple the amount for the IUL. Well, let's look at age 40 like we did earlier. We have total contributions of $39,000 going on 40, whereas we have $30,000 here. Fees have actually surpassed the IUL, $4,900 in fees versus $5,100. Death benefit, $31,000, whereas with the IUL, $159,000. Let's jump up to age 50. And again, this is just simple math. This is a simple calculator comparing a qualified plan in the blue versus the IUL. The IUL is still contributing $6,000, going ahead and paying the fees up front, whereas we have paid $13,000 in fee with the IUL, and the cumulative fees that will need to be paid have grown to $43,000. Let's go a year before retirement. Okay, now we see that the qualified plan has deferred $89,000, whereas the IUL has paid all the taxes. Here they paid $35,000 in taxes, and here's the cumulative amount that will need to be paid for the qualified plan. Okay, now that both these individuals are going to go into the retirement at age 70, so I'll slide this over. You'll notice that the qualified plan has taken out $94,000 from their account balance, and you can see the account balance here, $370. When they take out that $94,000, it goes down to $282. Why so much? Because they have to pay $22,000 in taxes to net the same amount as the IUL, whereas the IUL has contributed $204,000. Let's go back. They have an account balance of $600, might as well say $700,000, and watch what happens to that $700,000 when they go into retirement. It actually increases. They've taken out $71,000 in a loan from the insurance company and use their account balance as collateral. And of course, loans aren't taxable. And so this amount, the account balance, will continue to grow, even though the cumulative net income, go ahead and highlight that as well, will continue to grow. So let's go to the first year retirement. The qualified plan again takes out another $94,000, pays $22 in taxes, nets $71, same as the IUL, because they're paying their taxes down, their deferred taxes. Let's go to age 74. Okay, we are at age 74, and the qualified plan is out of money. Account balance $0. That year, they were able to take out the last of their money, $6,400, pay the last of their taxes, and net $5,000 to live on for the entire year. After 34 years of saving money, the qualified plan was able to receive $289,000. Now remember, their total contributions were $268,000. Where did all that money go? All that money went in taxes and fees. Over the 34-year period, the qualified plan, and again, that is a 401k, IRA, 403b, a tax-deferred account. Over the 34-year period, they had to pay $91,000 in taxes. They had to pay almost $267,000 in fees, and were able to get a cumulative net income of $290,000. Whereas the qualified plans paid $268,000 in cumulative fees, the IUL only paid $44,000. Whereas the qualified plan paid $91,000 in taxes, the IUL paid $64,000 in taxes. Let's compare apples to apples on cumulative income. I've highlighted one row. Let's go back to age 35 and cumulative net income. Of course, they're not retired yet, so that column is 0. Age 69, it's still 0. Let's watch the cumulative income. They're identical for the first year, second year, third year, but in the fourth year it changes because the qualified plan was only able to get $6,000 in that fourth year. The IUL was able to get $71,000. Let's say that this individual, in the green column, the IUL column, lives until age 90. They'll be able to receive $1.5 million off of a $204,000 savings account that was with an IUL, whereas more money was saved with a qualified plan. They ran out of money at age 74, only receiving $290,000. Just to highlight it again, taxes and fees are destroying your qualified plan. Representation of taxes since 1913 through 2003. The top marginal rate you have in the blue. The average rate is in the green. So if I put the cursor here, we see about 57, 58% is the average rate, whereas right now we're only at 37%. Back in, looks like 1951, the top marginal rate was actually 92%. Well, if you go back to 1980, the national debt was $907 billion. Today is $35 trillion, approaching $36 trillion. So taxes were much lower in the 80s when the 401k was introduced, yet people still contribute to a qualified plan like a 401k when the taxes were much higher, even though we're in a lower tax bracket environment now. The way that Congress is spending money, they refuse to balance the budget, they refuse to curb or cut back their spending. Do you think taxes are going to go up, go down, or stay the same in the future? Most reasonable people will agree taxes are going to have to increase to pay for this $35 trillion debt. So why would you defer your taxes or put off your taxes in the future when the tax rate will be increased to an unknown amount? It would be better to go ahead and pay taxes on the seed and get it out of the way than wait for some unknown time in the future to pay an unknown amount in the future to a Congress that's out of control and not really know what your retirement is going to look like. But what about the fees? Many people don't think they're paying a fee, so we'll take a look at that no fee column. This is on the far left. Some people will agree, well, I'm paying 1 or 2%. Let's just say 2%. And then worst case scenario, let's say there's a 4% column. Because as I said, Forbes has found the hidden fees, which really didn't have to be revealed till about 5 years ago, that the actual fees on the mutual fund are more than 4%. But again, being conservative, let's just go with 4%. If you invested $100,000 and let it sit for 20 years, at the end of that 20-year period, you would have $352,000 with no fees. If you were being charged 2%, your money would have grown to $235,000. Again, $100,000, 2% fee. You would have lost $117,000 in fees to your brokerage with just a 2% fee. But when you get over to the right, which is more realistic, if you invested $100,000 in a 401k, 403b, IRA, any kind of qualified account, and let it sit for 20 years, again, 20 years, you would have paid $196,000 to your brokerage and only made $155,000 on your $100,000 investment. Fees and taxes are killing your qualified plan. Simple mathematics proves it. $91,000 cumulative taxes, $269,000 cumulative fees. And again, if this individual with the IUL lives until age 90, they will have received $1.5 million. Let me highlight that for you. $1.5 million in cumulative income and still had a death benefit of $300,000. So folks, it's really a no-brainer. When you take out the emotion, when you take out the personality, when you just look at the simple mathematics, an IUL actually destroys a 401k, IRA, 403b. If you like to see what your retirement would look like, we can put in your age, your gender, how much you want to save, and see what the numbers would look at like when you want to retire. Just go to williamknoll.com, schedule an appointment with me. We can do the math. No hard selling if you don't see it. If you hate the math, no harm, no foul. Continue investing in the stock market. But if you like to see what an IUL can do for you, again, go to williamknoll.com, schedule an appointment, and we can put that together for you and let you make a decision.